you doing? How you feeling? Peace and love, y'all. Peace and love, peace and love, peace and love, people. Guess who's back? In the MF house. That's right. It be me. I am Tanya R. Brown. I'm going to try to be easy on this Saturday evening. Okay? I'm back with another one. A part 2 of Vickie Dillard. I cut her off on the last one, May 10th. I try to label my stuff out so that we can refer back to it, which we will have to. Okay? So I cut her off because I needed to get to work. And I was just feeling so, I was just feeling some kind of way. I'm working and I'm feeling some kind of way. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do a part 2. She needs to finish. How dare you cut the queen short? You hear me? I got mad respect for that lady. And I dig what she's doing. And how dare me, please forgive me, Miss Vickie. Please forgive me for cutting you off like that. You know, we got to stay in tune for all the information. That's what's wrong sometimes. We get half the information, not all the information. So anyway, let's get to it. As you know, hit that like, subscribe, and that bell notification button. Please do that for me. It helps me get into the algorithm. So please, you know, I got to get ready with my little bells and whistles. So please do that for me as you come into the room. As you come into the room, please hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that bell notification button so that you know each time I go live, you'll get that little notice, ding, ding, while you're doing whatever you're doing in the world. And it'll be like, oh, I am Tanya Brown is live. The name of my channel is Ladies Room, though. It'd be like, ding, ding, the Ladies Room, which, look, it's an open room. The Ladies Room, we got men in the room, women in the room. We ain't got no kids in the room, though. All right. And I named that channel a long time ago because I think I was going to talk about relationships, you know. But don't worry about what the name is. Get with it. So anyway, I'm going to do my disclaimer.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
All right. And like I said, we're going to rewind. Let me do my little rewind. That's right. Taking it back, part 2. And then my standing ovation. One more time. We got 2 queens in the houses for real. Got Vickie and myself. Give it up again. And then one more time. School is in. You know I got to do all my bells and whistles. School is in. Ring the bell. Because this sister ain't nothing to be played with. You hear me? And I also, in the description box, I put her link in there. So if you ever want to go to the whole thing, now you can just hit the link, okay? Some ring the bell school is in. We're going to pick up where we left off at.
Somebody just said the video coverage.
Probably one of the biggest questions that we get from our customers was, well, how do you really go about buying gold? One option that people have
has been altered. The videotape that showed on TV was clear, but the one they showed to the public was altered. Look, I wouldn't put nothing past these devils. I don't know exactly what you're talking about there, so I want to be clear about that. But I'm saying it's not far off on how these devils work. How many of y'all know white media, both conservative white media especially, and certainly including liberal white media, love to back up white folks in their madness? Because what both sides understand, no matter how much white liberals talk about gun control, which, by the way, for those of you that don't know, it's the white Republicans that started gun control. Do you all know that? Do you all know that when some of our Black Panther family, for example, in the 70s, in particular, especially in California, when they were legally ascertaining guns, do you all know who the governor of California was at the time before he became president? I just gave you a big hint. Somebody tell me what man ended up being president was a former governor of California before I tell you the story. Kurt, your gift is blessed 1,000-fold. Kurt said, good work, sis. May the ancestors continue to bless you. Thank you, precious. Your gift is blessed 1,000-fold. Somebody tell me where I'm going with this. If you follow me, y'all already know. I got some intelligent people in the chat. Ronald Reagan. So don't you let these funny looking demonic conservative Republicans lie to you and make it seem like it's just the Democrats that believe in gun control. It's the Republicans that started this, most especially with legislation, because they were trying to stop Black folks from legally getting guns because they was on their stuff in California to let them know, you touch us, you're going to wish you hadn't. So they're the ones that started gun control in the most substantive way. Legislation. Did you all know that? And as white folks do, whenever they start doing something outrageous and they end up being constrained by something dumb they've done, then they seek to turn around and change it.
All right, let me get there.
So every time they come for us, just like the drug laws, they created the crack cocaine. They intentionally flooded our communities with them. They intentionally destroyed us. They intentionally created laws to entrap us, murder our people, then take the money that they raised to fund an illegal war that they was doing. I hope y'all know that. And then when they turn around and they start dying disproportionately of fentanyl, all of a sudden Trump and Biden and everybody else sit up here trying to impose sanctions against China and Canada, talking about they intentionally allowing fentanyl to come across here to kill white folks. Family, just say no like y'all told us white people. Take responsibility, white people, for your erratic, wild actions and your drug addictions. Take responsibility for the drug. You are dope heads. And we don't need to be rescuing you.
Yeah, so I don't even, if you remember the last video I showed you about the FBAs in Ohio, how they don't take no jive, and them neo-Nazis came over there to do what they do, and the police said they okay, they didn't do anything to hurt anyone. So they took it upon themselves and formed a group and protected themselves. And now they're going, oh, well, you might have to take the mask off. Let me try to see if I can find that right quick. Let me stop this to verify what she's saying. So hold on. Let me see. Let me see something. Nope. Yeah, hold on. Because I would really like to show y'all what I'm talking about. Give me a second. Because this is going to validate what she just said. Even though y'all should know, that's how it go. Yeah, I found it right here. All right, hold on. Hold on. Like Vickie, I'm a one woman show, okay? But plus one, because I got my son in the background, so I can't be like, oh, I'm doing all this by myself. I got this is a two-person show. But you hear me? For the production. Let me do this though. Because I want to verify. I want you to hear what she just said. And that's what I understand. Like when the Black Panthers came about and they was carrying their guns and standing up for themselves, that's when the law changed. And now with the FBAs standing up for themselves and they are up there because this happened to the young man in Ohio and the other incident that I'm talking about when the neo-Nazis came to town, it was in Ohio too. So let me share the video and I'm gonna move to the spot that I'm trying to get to because I showed it already, but I'm gonna try to show you a clip of what she's saying because now they're trying to change up the law because black folks.
Civil rights, hate speech, and the Second Amendment. NBC News correspondent and NBC News Now daily anchor Morgan Radford visited the town of Lincoln Heights, where residents have formed an armed community defense group in the wake of a neo-Nazi rally. Morgan joins us now. You were there just on Tuesday. What did the residents tell you about what's going on?
Yeah, I was there just this week. John, it was fascinating because what's interesting is that this town was founded during the Great Migration back in the 1920s as a refuge for Black citizens, which is why it was especially painful when neo-Nazis suddenly appeared in this 3,000-person majority Black town. But they decided to fight back, taking up arms and patrolling their own streets. Now they're at the center of a much larger debate about protection and free speech and who gets it.
These aren't police officers or soldiers.
They're business owners, their fathers, their sons, daughters.
These are civilians, members of the Lincoln Heights Safety and Watch Program.
It's a duty. Okay, let's go.
The duty, protecting their neighborhood, the majority Black village of Lincoln Heights, Ohio. After neo-Nazis held a rally here last month, carrying rifles, waving swastikas, and hurling racial slurs, just moments before children were let out of school. At the time, law enforcement officials said the neo-Nazis did not break any laws, but an investigation by county prosecutors is ongoing. Weeks later, the KKK came with these flyers.
First African-American community above the Mason-Dixon line of staff.
Safety and Watch Group spokesperson Durrance Daniels says the police did not do enough, which was more chilling because the town was founded in the 1920s as a safe haven for Black residents.
Lincoln Heights is our home. If somebody broke into your home, you call the police, and the police says, you know, if they do it again, we haven't broken any law, so we're just going to allow them to break into your home again. What would you do?
Are you worried at all that having a potentially armed response could just create more friction, create more danger?
I'll answer that by saying I've never felt safer as a Black man in my community than I have right now.
The mayor of Evendale, which oversees the police force that responded that day, said in a statement to NBC News, "Our emphasis on de-escalation and public safety resulted in the incident's resolution without injuries to any of the persons involved." But residents here say they can't afford to wait. Every day, the Safety and Watch Group escorts children to school and patrols the streets.
Why do you all wear masks?
Those Nazis, we have reports of them finding our backgrounds, so we're not hiding ourselves from the residents, but we're protecting our family from what we're doing out here.
While many locals do support the security group, some, like business owner Eric Ruffin, say they wish the group wasn't needed.
We don't want to become what we hate. You know, we don't want to become a group of people that walk around feeling like we have a reason in America to have to protect ourselves.
And this community
Stand up.
Stand up.
is
You're
not
alone.
backing
People are sending
down.
their message.
We contacted the mayor of Evendale's office, and they say that prosecutors are looking at body camera footage of the neo-Nazi rally to see if any criminal charges could be filed. But meantime, the Hamilton County Sheriff is also calling on state lawmakers to pass legislation making it a crime to wear a mask with the purpose of intimidation while open carrying, guys.
So there we go. That's what I was trying to get to. The mask ain't got nothing to do. Like when they called the police and they came over there and the neo-Nazis had, you seen they had on that little face mask with the little mouth stuff like a smile or a bloody mouth or whatever they had. They had that on, and Armory, they open arms. They had a mask and they had guns. The KKK, they had on a mask. They was fully clothed, but they had on a mask and they had guns. They had fire sticks and stuff. And once again, like the Black Panthers, when they came out with that open arms and ready to defend themselves, now they make a law. So now, to me, that law that the state makers are trying to make is not like, oh, when the neo-Nazis, they came in, because the people going to switch, move it around and go, oh, they talking about both groups. They talking about the neo-Nazis, and everybody. They talking about everybody got to take the mask off. No, they talking about Black folks. They talking about Black folks. So that's all I wanted to do was Miss Vickie was just talking about how they switch up stuff. They make a law. Like they do things to be harmful to us. And then when we, get in the groove and retaliate back, which that stuff backfire on them, then they go and try to make a law. So I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna repeat that one more time, and then we're going back to Miss Vickie. So this is what she said, and this is just to validate that it still continues to happen to this day, and it's probably gonna always keep on happening, and we're always gonna have to keep on fighting. So when some people go, oh, it don't make no sense to be doing this and that, them folks gonna do what they want to do. Yes, they will. And if you don't fight back, they will just take straight advantage of you. And they will. They'll have you hanging off of trees and all kinds of stuff. So yes, we're gonna have to always fight back, because they not letting up. They not letting up. And even when you think they let up, they just gave you a little bit air to let you think that you all good to go, and then remind you. And that's what happened. That's honestly what happened in society. We started moving around. We think everything is equal. We get to live in these neighborhoods. You get to work on these jobs, and, you get to this certain status in life, and you think, oh, I made it. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of them, and blah, blah, this and that. And you're not. They just let you. They let you. And now, number 47 is in, and he's like, enough is enough. Time to put everybody in that place. So don't ever, this is the lesson, to stop getting so comfortable, even when somebody let you. So just because somebody opened the gate up, don't mean you need to come running through. It don't even mean that you need to go walking through. And that's for me to take my own advice. because I'm a super excited type of person. Sometimes I'm a dive in head first type of person. So I have to work on myself. And like I say, when I do this podcast, I'm never here speaking as if I knew any, like I know everything. I'm some kind of scholar or anything like that. I am just a normal person trying to understand what the heck is going on. And in the process, I'm sharing my thoughts and stuff, YouTube style, and creating a legacy with my kids and my grandkids and stuff, because this will be forever until they take YouTube away. That's why I'm like, download it, do whatever y'all young folks do, and put it in the archive somewhere. So you can always say, that was my mama, my grandma, my great grandma, because my mother was a freedom rider. So, and I got history of her. So now they got history of my mother and me, but it's so much more history. And do we take the time to even find out our family history? So do that too. I'm running my mouth, but do that too. Like now, I wish like when my aunt was here, my grandma was here, even my great grandma, and like different people. Like we should ask questions and start to learn about our family. We just get out there sometimes, and you don't even want to know. No, like I know who my cousin is and all this. My mama, my grandma. But what is really your family history? So take the time to learn and preserve your family history, because I bet it's an incredible story to be told, and and find a way to share it with the generation, that when you're gone, the people in your family can still learn about the history of the family. It don't die. And that's what happened, I think, sometimes. Somebody passed away and everything's gone. I know we got a lot of tradition, like with the cooking and stuff, but like a lot of people don't even do it. Like back in the day, we used to cook big meals on Sundays and everybody come over to the house and eat. Whether that person cooked all the food or somebody brought something, like we did that type of stuff. Like we don't really do all of that. So anyway, moving on to history repeating itself and getting too relaxed, thinking everything is okay. That's when it's not. What they say, when everything's quiet, somebody's planning something. Anyway, y'all heard the message. I'm just going on to Vickie now. So let's do this.
And you ain't got nothing like our excuse.
Hello, my name is Adam Ferrari, the Chief Executive Officer of Phoenix Energy. I look forward to you joining.
Every time white folks get caught up in a trap they created, and karma that they deserve a lot of times, they want to turn around and sue everybody, and the whole world's supposed to stop because of you. No. Believe it or not, I'm not going to even be before y'all long. But I want y'all to watch just this part of this clip one more time. Talk back to me, somebody. Y'all hit that thumbs up button, share. By the way, family, I got an upcoming free webinar coming up on May 18th. The free link is in the chat. How many of y'all saw where Trump came out talking about he wanted to be Pope? Everybody's trying to twist his words and claim that he was just joking. But then how many of y'all know right after that, an AI generated photo of him sitting down as the Pope was released on his platforms and the White House platforms. And now that everybody across the world is going off on Trump, now Trump lying, talking about he don't know who did it and he didn't have nothing to do with it. How did it jump on the White House websites, the White House platforms then, fool? And it was on yours. How many of y'all know there's a hidden black reason why that's the case? How many of y'all are familiar with my teachings on the ancient Black Vatican origins, where it's going to be that and some most stuff. Y'all know mine is the best webinars in the whole wide world. Get your free seat today. The link is in the chat. Or go to my website at Vickie Plant. The link is pinned right here in the comment section. Watch this again.
Tonight across Ohio, flags at half-staff in honor of fallen Hamilton County Sheriff's Deputy Larry Henderson.
He was so well-liked and so well-known. We could fill this building with the law enforcement agencies that respect him, love him.
The recently retired 33-year veteran was working traffic patrol Friday afternoon. I got an officer now. When police say he was intentionally struck by the father of a teen fatally shot the day before by an officer from a different department. Henderson later dying at the hospital.
There is a connection between these two incidents.
38-year-old Rodney Hinton Jr. is now behind bars and charged with aggravated murder. Court documents say the defendant drove across oncoming lanes of traffic through the intersection and directly at the deputy, who is wearing a fluorescent vest.
There are no evidence of skid marks. There are no evidence to try to avoid him.
In court, Hinton's public defender calling this an emotionally charged situation. The crash happening less than 3 hours after his family says Hinton met with Cincinnati police to review body camera videos showing the shooting of his 18-year-old son, Ryan Hinton. The videos, now publicly released, show Hinton running and being shot by city police. Cincinnati police say the teen was armed and pointed a gun toward an officer who was responding to a call of a stolen vehicle.
He's got a gun! He's got a gun! On your right! On your right!
Hinton was shot about 6 seconds after officers get out of their vehicles.
Okay, family. So, as we can see here, the media is saying that they're not going to release certain names and certain information, right? They're intentionally obscuring who did what, right? They're protecting a lot of folks. They're trying to tell us that the man that he ran over, the police that he ran over, was a special officer. He was recently retired. He was on traffic duty, right? They're telling us all of this stuff. Thank you for your kind compliments, family. So, yes, more information is going to come out. I'm not going to be before you long, but I will be strong. This is what I'm going to say. Until we get the rest of the facts, and then I'll follow up with this later. But this is what I'm going to say. So far, we know for sure y'all lying. When you all sat up here and said that this young man was a threat, when the footage shows that he was running away. We know you're lying, whichever officer is responsible for killing him, because we know that the incident only lasted 6 seconds. Is that right, family? Now, let me tell y'all something. We're going to make sure that our brother is all right. Somebody just said that the video was altered. I believe it. Somebody else just said the same thing. Somebody else said the same thing. They believe that video was altered. Look, I wouldn't doubt it, but y'all know I'm going to do my due diligence before I just say it. But I'm just saying I wouldn't put nothing past them. I wouldn't put nothing past them. Now, this is one of the things I wanted to emphasize as we wait for more facts, more information, because y'all see that I want to release names and all this kind of stuff, right? Who they claim shot him and all this stuff. Watch this, y'all. This is what I want to emphasize. Can y'all give me a couple more minutes? Can y'all give me a couple more minutes? Everybody hit that thumbs up button and share. This is what I want y'all to see. This is the part I want y'all to see. Okay, I'm gonna turn the volume down. Somebody else just said he didn't even have a gun. Child, who knows? You probably be right about that too. That's why I said we're gonna wait for some of the facts to come out, family. I'm giving you the details of what's what. Y'all know I'm not gonna sit up here and defend no police now. Y'all know I'm not going to give them the benefit of the doubt from nothing. I'm waiting for specific names and other specifics to come out. I'm giving you all the stuff that they're saying right now, and we're going to make sure that we understand and keep in our minds that they lie. And we understand that there's no way they're going to have us believe that this young man was a threat. And based on what we've seen and heard so far, he was fleeing, and the incident only took 6 seconds. So no, hell no, we're not going to believe that. 6 seconds. I already said that. So y'all know I'm not about to, I'm the last one. I'm just saying I'm waiting for further facts and all this other kind of stuff to come out. But right now, we're going to put this thing in its context. And this is what I want y'all to see. This is where I want to emphasize while we're waiting for other information to come out, right? Kurt said justice for everyone or justice for no one. If you're saying that's specific to Foundation of Black Americans, I know that's right. I'm sure that's the context in which you're saying that. Family, look at this image. Look at this image on this video. I'm gonna turn the volume down on it because I want y'all to pay attention to just the optics. Are y'all looking?
Through Rula, it's easier to connect with a therapist who specializes in you. Tell us what's important and we'll provide a curated list of in-network providers.
Look again, fam. Look again, fam. I know y'all like Vickie. Now, what did I just show y'all?
Be able to take this live at this moment.
Have a seat. Have a seat. Sit down.
Okay, so let's try to armchair quarterback what we believe is going on here right now. So Hinton was escorted by police from Claremont County into the courtroom right here. There's some sort of commotion right outside with police officers then quickly escorting Hinton back out, likely for his own safety. His attorney remaining in the courtroom there with the judge. So this, of course, the man accused of hitting and killing that retired sheriff's deputy, making his no bond appearance. Okay, now we're listening outside.
So obviously words being exchanged right there
Words that we
between,
can't put on TV, so we need to kill the mic there for just a little bit.
right, but you're still taking a live look. So this is just outside.
Yeah, so what I want to say, just looking at it right now, is bullshit. That's what I want to say. I want to say bullshit. What is all them people in there doing? Right now, everybody, that's all you keep hearing about, you know, the police officer. What happened to him, right? This man standing there by himself, the tall black guy, against all these people, you know, and the whole story to me is focusing on the police officer. Now, none of this would be happening had that boy and that guy shot. You don't get to continue to do stuff like this and people don't have anything to say about it. What is all these people in this courthouse for? To me, it just makes me think of, oh, gather around, everyone. We're about to hang us one. The nerve of him. When, you know, somebody did something to his son. They had a gun, and this is what they said, running from the police and stuff. Nobody cares about that. they feel like, yeah, he deserves it. He's a menace to society. So gather around, because we're about to do what we do. So come one, come all. And when does the government try to get some control? Even like I'm saying the courthouse. Because if it was full of black folks inside that courthouse, they would have called order and said, no, you can't come in here. You need to go outside with your picket signs, and then don't you stand too close to the building. You need to go across the street and all of this, and then the police gonna be called and all this and that. But in honor of the police officer, everybody gets to stand there. And, and he did. He walked through proudly. Not proudly. Who want to be proud of a situation like that? He walked through there with his head up. Not like, oh, he gonna die for his. Stop messing with people. That's what y'all got to do. Leave people alone. Y'all pushing people to the edge. So anyway, let's go back. So that man standing there arguing with all them folks when they shouldn't even be in there. But because they grieving and everybody ready to see what happened to this man for messing with the police officers, like, yeah, come on down. This MF that had the nerve to retaliate. But we're going to show him and we're going to show them. Get some control. That's what the government need to do. Get some control and stop letting everything freaking slide. So I say it again. Now you got to learn who is your chief of police. Learn your courthouses. I'm learning that. Like what courthouse this could be. Is it like a general federal courthouse? Learn who these judges are. Learn who the prosecutors are. And learn what you can do.
Kind of giving you a perspective here. This is just outside of Room A. So this is down in the Hamilton County Courthouse there. You can see obviously a number of sheriff's deputies. They were there on Saturday lined up. They're there today lined up as well. And now at this point, obviously, folks very emotional over this case. So they did have to remove Hinton at this point. And if you recall, Hinton actually, as we mentioned a couple of minutes ago, is being housed in the Claremont County Jail because of security reasons, because of these tensions that are likely, still occurring. This is a live look. This is not even recorded video. This is
Okay, now I need y'all to stop real quick and look at me. You see this white lady sitting up here talking about where he's being housed, likely because of the tension that we're seeing right here on camera. Let me tell y'all something. Ain't nobody black trying to kill our brother. Quiet as this is kept, everybody is putting money together for his defense and his books. That's the word on the street, black streets, FBA streets in particular. Let me tell you what white folks are doing right here. Did you all see the beginning of this footage? What did I say in the beginning? If you all are just coming in, watch my whole broadcast because I read from the news on this. I showed you all the clip, but reports have been going around saying it was 30 police officers. The report I just read you said how many police officers was there? Fam, let everybody know that I'm reading you word for word what's being reported. How many police officers did I tell you all based on what the article I read? How many police officers did the article say was actually in court? 50. Watch this. I want y'all to see how the media is trying to set this up by saying, please pay close attention. Watch this again.
at this point, and if you recall, Hinton actually, as we mentioned a couple of minutes ago, is being housed in the Claremont County Jail because of security reasons, because of these tensions that are likely, still occurring. This is a live look. This is not even recorded video. This is
She said because of these live tensions. No trick, it ain't no tension like that with him. So stop showing that picture like it's a black man. You know what I'm telling you? Y'all know what I'm telling y'all this? Y'all know what I'm telling you this?
The Cabinets to Go Buy More, Save More sale is going on now.
Hurry in for your free 3D design. Save up.
It ain't black folks that we need to be worried about in this instance taking out our brother. It's them white boys behind bars that are the police that will make it appear that somebody else killed our brother. And so the media wants to have images without letting you hear the sound of the black man talking. When some reports were saying that one of the people that was screaming out was saying, that's my brother, that's my brother. But they want that image out there to make it look like, without telling you the context and without letting you hear the man's voice, it make it appear that the man got a problem, right? Or we got to hurry and rush out brother Rodney, because look at this big Negro. Y'all better pay attention. Let me tell y'all something. 50 police officers. And some of you all, hopefully you ain't dumb enough to be thinking that our brother was arrogant when he held his head up. Let me tell y'all something. I was dealing with some powerful entities and forces many years ago when I was exposing people on multiple levels, local, state, and federal, Wall Street, and high-level officials. A lot of information I learned as I was moving along in some of my activism solo. In order to save my own properties and possessions and so forth, I came across a whole lot of information, people that were close to me and other folks that used those individuals that I was initially upset with. It was some other powerful entities that was involved in some stuff. And so as I began to research and as I began to report it on a local level, I started to get media attention because of my fight for justice. After starting to lose everything. After that, I was being targeted in more ways than I can tell you. Some of you all are unfamiliar with the fact that your sister with the curly braids did not just deal with the federal unjust criminal situation. Before that, locally, I was dealing with some stuff. And I beat the police by myself in a trial. And before I could even finish the trial locally, they asked that the case be stopped because I had them. And because they lost that against me, they kept going. And they slipped up and said as much in court. And this information was also released in some of my other civil trials where I was fighting for justice. Because there were multiple layers for my fight in multiple courts. So I knew I was being targeted. And then I got information and emails that proved it. And then they started to try to target people around my particular circles. And I learned information that they didn't want me to know. Let me tell you something. After enduring several weeks unjust trial, fraudulent information, no expert witnesses to help me, the collusion of my attorney, and even after the conviction. After that, before there was even a sentence, there were special sessions that were held because of the injustice of what my attorney did during trial. And the courts covered it up and instead fired the attorney, but then turned around and gave me another attorney that was already in the pocket of the judge and tried to persuade me from doing anything otherwise. Not only that, the defense top attorney that ran that district, that federal district, he pulled me in and tried to threaten me and tell me that if I expose what the attorney did to the judge, she's going to throw the book at me. Some of you Negroes that put your mouth on me ought to be careful. As nosy and as devilish as some of you, and with all the access that you have to find out the truth, you don't seem to be real interested in that. Always first class, your gift is blessed 1,000-fold. Why am I bringing that up?
Much respect for your sister. That's all I want to say. I bow down. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get one of my little trinkets. All hail to the queen.
Nearly a year later, during sentencing, after an unjust several weeks trial, and the difficulty of all the stuff that was taking place, and the fact that I still wouldn't back down, the judge was upset because I was still fighting my other civil cases while that situation was still going. She thought that was going to humble me. Guess what happened during my trial? On the entire right side of the court was filled with nothing but white people that were not directly involved in the case. They were involved in some civil suits, and folks were taking off lunch to come see what would become of Vickie Dillard. Y'all ain't hearing me today. Auntie, your gift is blessed 1,000-fold. If I miss some of your gifts, please forgive me, but all of your gifts are blessed. Some of you don't know what it takes to stand there flat-footed under threats that you can talk about and threats that they try to silence you from. Some of you don't know what it's like to have fought and won prior to that particular case. And some of you don't know what it takes to stand there while the rest of the court is filled with people that are meant to intimidate you and to put you in your place. I got mad respect for that brother because those devils allow 50 police officers into the court. How dare the judge do that? They want to impose psychological warfare on you to say, Negro, how dare you even feel comfortable trying to come at one of us because one of us took the lives of your son. Now we're not going to put all the information out there, but how dare you even try to come for us? Police are dirty. And the issue ain't going to be no other inmate in there that he needs to be worried about, except for one that might be paid off and one that might have life and wants to get some kind of wicked commissary, some money on their books commissary, or get some kind of illegal contraband in there. There's no other benefit. They can use an inmate like that, but typically speaking, they don't have no motive on their own. It's the police that might try to do something to this brother. And they want to set it up to where it looks like it's somebody, it's somebody on our own. Juanita, your gift is blessed 1,000-fold. So I want our brothers and sisters to be on the lookout, to fight for our brother, to make sure that y'all keeping a real good eye on him, even though there's a lot of stuff you can't see when he's behind bars. Police are dirty. They're the ultimate liars.
Okay, well, I'm gonna intercept on that part. Yeah, they are. I feel like they are, yes. Now, she said keep a lookout on them. To the brothers in the jail, keep a lookout. We got to stop dividing in the jailhouse. I'm going to try to find that clip. It was a clip. It was different nationalities that go into jail. I've never been in jail, prison, or anything before. Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. We got innocent people that go to jail. Like, you back in the day, you go, well, shoot, maybe now you can go to, hey, where you going? Nowhere, officer, just heading home, step out of the car, whatever. You end up in jail, you even did nothing. So I've been fortunate enough not to go to prison. Never had no run-ins with the prison. But I seen videos. Now, it's one particular video where it's different nationalities and they're talking about black folks when they come to jail. It's time that we come together out here in this world and in the prison house too, because I do know that it's really rough. It's rough in there already, and it's rougher because they really trying to get you on the chain gang. The prisoners, the convict leasing, which you're not gonna make no money. They're leasing for the government to make money. 47 already talking about opening Alcatraz up. But that's for you to go and die there. But it's going to be other places where you can go and work like a real ass slave. So when she say, look out for him, it's time that y'all start to think and strategize in the prison too. Because you got to make it out of there alive, and you got to try to keep your sanity while you're there. We all got to fight together. You got to fight for those that's in there, and we got to fight for those that's out here to help fight for you all that's in there. We got to work together. So when he come to jail, you know, that clip that I seen, I'm going to try to find it. White man come, he go get in his group. It's all good. Whoever, and they join, I know it separates with the Nazis and all these different gangs and stuff. And then like everybody get in that group. But when the black person come into that group, like I hear is already like fighting and carrying on among each other. And they say that's why they don't even mess around with black folks, because we fighting each other. Right? Now I know and I heard like when you join a gang, you got to get the beat down or something like that. But this is more than the beat down. This gang system to me don't make a lot of sense in the prison house. So if anybody get to him and y'all didn't protect him, shame on y'all. Shame on y'all. Because that's a whole nother thing. That's a whole nother article, topic. Because I was getting ready to get into prison rape and all kinds of stuff. And bullying the next guy because he might not be, you know, so tough and strong, and y'all been in there for eternity, and now you're going to take advantage of somebody else when, like, oh, man, just get up on the game up in there, you know? Because what's the man that got, we're going to go, Chavis, something like that, Chavis. The one that stood on George Floyd's neck. It was an incident where somebody was stuck him a couple of times. Wasn't a black man. It was a Spanish person. Sometimes they say, oh, they ain't going to do nothing to nobody but themselves. Don't let that be true. You protect that brother, like she said. Let's start having some real business about ourselves. Get over that foolishness that's happening in the jail. I don't know. But I think y'all should be in there just trying to survive. You know, it's bad food. It's shortage of guards. The guards is there to probably treat you bad. It ain't no resources there. Like, it's terrible in there. So you can't be going against each other. That's what they want to make your conditions so bad that you lose your mind and y'all just like wild animals in there attacking each other. But you better start coming together. Just like we got to come together out here, y'all got to come together in there. And then us out here, we can't forget about you and fight for you out here. And people are fighting for you out here, believe it or not. And then you got to fight for yourself and fight for others. Like, we got to strategize and be smart. So, yeah, watch out. Keep an eye on things.
I dealt with an unjust trial, and when I was behind bars, y'all have no idea how tricky them devils inside the police are. My fight was among staff. They were saying that this girl, Vickie, she got too much power. I said, the staff said it about me. I had a cold-blooded hand, baby. And I was writing some grievances that was getting a lot of them in trouble. And they was trying to shut me up. So they will move you around. They will mess with whatever prison jobs they give you. They'll try to put a plant of an inmate in the same place as you to try to get something on you. They never could with me, baby. And it was killing them. It was killing them. You all don't know what it takes to stand there flat-footed and your name rung through the media. Lies. And you have to stand there with a bunch of white folks that take off work to come see what become of you. And the judge with her arrogant ass looks at me in my face in my 30s and says to me, you'll be fairly young by the time you get out. And brags about how she's showing me grace. Let me tell you something. If some of you understand this situation, and if you don't, just keep your mouth shut. And keep his books fat. And keep your eyes on our brother. And if you know somebody that's in the region in Ohio, and you know somebody that's behind bars, because you all know how to send messages, make sure he good. I said, make sure he good. I said, make sure he's good. And you know what that means. Some of you don't believe we're at war. And some of you all still give your 500-year-old open enemy the benefit of the doubt, which makes you a real devil. I don't have no respect for some of you hip-hop artists that's out there talking about you Christians and bragging about how somebody acted like Jesus in their response. You better get your out my face. You could never have the energy or the strength or the fortitude to hold it down, baby. Be in multiple prisons, multiple jails, buses, cars, planes, black box, shackled, stripped. You couldn't know what that means, baby, and still be in your right mind and dealing with enemies you can see and those that you can't. Nigga, please, you better shut your mouth, stand back, and let us do this. You ain't got what it takes. I ain't talking about you just being locked up. I'm talking about you still being in your right mind, baby. I'm talking about how you go through and still doing warfare. And then some of you got the nerve to put your mouth on me. The hell? The hell? You better watch your mouth. You could never know. Not the mental energy to hold that down and then still doing your thing by holding those the powers that shouldn't be accountable. No, hell no. I don't care what the other circumstances are. This is the only time I want to hear black folks talking about prayers up and make sure our brother good. I said, make sure if you in Ohio and you know somebody back, you better make sure he's good. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say. You justify your family member that murders for Americans. You brag about your family member and the awards that they get and the number of tours they've done around the world. And in some cases, the likely individuals that they may have murdered on behalf of white, racist America. You understand that killing. You understand that warfare. You brag about them. But you don't have that same understanding for warfare with Black Americans. Your wicked mind.
That was a powerful statement. I hope it didn't get over people's heads. That was something else, Miss Vickie. Maybe I should break it down a little bit for you too. Let me do that. I didn't even feel good in my spirit. Just in case you missed that message. She said, basically, you went to service and you fought in these wars and stuff for the United States of America. Didn't know these people, none of this type of stuff. Took the tours, whatever you want to call them. Did what you had to do in the honor of the United States of America. And you brag about it. You got little awards. Some people got awards and little trinkets to say, hey, I did this and that. Right? Everybody give you praise. But when you do it for your own, that man is at war right now because he protecting his son. And these people just can't keep thinking everybody just gonna keep watching and letting you do what you do. This not the old times like drag, go get the little boy Emmett Tillett out the house. I don't know how he got past mama and dad and all them kids where they was able to come. I don't even understand how George Floyd was able to not breathe while everybody stood around with cameras and stuff, and he going, I can't breathe, and the people going, he can't breathe, and then they recording it, and the police officer got his hands in his pocket, whistling. I can't whistle. Stay back. Calm down, you igger. What? I can't breathe. I don't understand how that happened. I really don't. But I'm saying all that to say times are changing. So they say, oh, he was out of his mind. And I would say, you were, Rodney, out of his mind. Who again? He watched, they said he went down to the station and he had to watch his son being shot and killed. These are really not the times where you're going to be able to just keep doing stuff like this. And it's like, oh, I guess they want to say, well, he had a gun and the car was supposed to be stolen. I heard the car wasn't even stolen. So, yeah, we killed him. And like I said, that dude that pretended to be like the Joker at the movie theater, like a lot of the mass shootings that happened at the school where they actually killed people, talking about white boys, done things, and they walk out. One person before they took him to the jailhouse, they took him to go get a burger and stuff, let him smoke a cigarette, all kinds of stuff. And I'm not, and she's not. We are not saying get out here and start boycotting, busting windows, and throwing things and acting like a fool. We're not talking that. Right now, what we're talking, because we got to get order about ourselves. It's talking about looking out for him. That's the best revenge that you can do right now, is to stand together. The man shouldn't be hungry up in the jailhouse. The man should have some representation as far as lawyers concerned. He should have letters and stuff coming in. He should have an outlet. Like, everything should be going good. Not good, but like, we need to be on top of that. Ain't no need to just get angry and act stupid. You get angry and you do something about it. That's what you do. That means something. It don't mean nothing to go out there in the street and act a fool. It means you're going to go right up in there too with him. Be smart and be safe. We're trying to do shit and stay alive.
Can justify fighting for America when you know they lie, when you know they kill, when you know they steal, when you know they murder. But proof they got you programmed is when your mind doesn't go right, when they stand 10 feet down. What's the phrase? I ain't even saying it right. 10 toes down for your own. He may have did it messy, but he was doing it for his babies. He did it for his child. What we know is white folks commit murder and they get away with it. What we know is some of our Democrat families understand the war on the Palestinians, but they don't understand this genocide here. What we know is that Democrats, Congress people fly to El Salvador for illegals. What we know is y'all sit up here talk about the separation of families. But baby, when I was handcuffed like this right here, black boxed, when I was shackled, didn't nobody give a damn about what my mama was sitting there having to deal with. And her daughter trying to live an upright and perfect life. Ninja, please. Y'all wasn't saying nothing when she didn't know where I was at? Y'all wasn't saying nothing, baby? I was writing some of y'all. Some of you knew the injustice of what I was dealing with, but didn't nobody come to my rescue. And all of the Christians and the believers and the other religious folks were scared to death to rock with me. Better get out of my face. Just hush, black family. Make sure he good in every way. And if you just so happen to have to be in the jury, black family, do what's right. I said, do what's right in that deliberation box back there. You know what I'm talking about. Get the word out on the street. I said, get the word out on the street.
Yeah, what she's saying too is like, don't get back there and start like, yeah, you know, wanting to think like them and trying to put that little sense to it. Like, and even if, you know, it's time, you see how they stick together? Like, when they do the jewelry people, whether they think, and I'm talking all white folks, whether they think they was right or wrong, they all stick together. No, if you get lucky enough, which I don't understand why this is still happening in America. Like, we need to break that cycle right now with an all-white jewelry trial that's not even your peer. Yeah, we need to be working on that. Like, no trial should happen from this day forward, because I think the other person just got loose because of an all-white jury trial. No trial should happen. This means we need our lawyers and everybody to start fighting. If number 47 can try to change the whole Constitution of America, then you all, lawyers, civil rights attorneys, everybody, we should be able to change some stuff too. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. So all she's saying is when you get up in there, if you happen to be, but I'm even speaking to white folks now, wrong is wrong and right is right. But I know you got to stick in there and do what everybody else say do. You scared to stand from, be different from the rest. But if you have it in your heart, you should do what's right, that's humanly right. And that wasn't right. To shoot somebody while they're running with that backs turned. But if you happen to get in there as a black folks, don't you get up in there because you might be an Oreo or something like that and you got all this understanding and go, you just don't relate. And you're like, I agree with you. Yeah. Guilty. Don't do that. That's what she said. That's what I'm saying. I'm with you, sister. We can close this on out.
You better make sure he good. That's why can't nobody tell me nothing. That's why spirit rocks with me like this. And that's why you ought to be careful when you come against me. I'm good. How people do me today, ninja. I can bless y'all. I can give you ideas. I can give you my magic. I can give you my loyalty. And then you still screw me. I'm good, mortal.
Okay. And on that note, we get ready to go because that's it. The message has been done. So that was part 2. And we get it. I get it. And just for a few minutes, look, I got something new going on. I'm going to stop this. Yeah. And look, I'm going to give you a few minutes. I got this. Lines are now open. You can join me in conversation. So, what I will do, I'm going to get ready to close on out. If nobody don't call within this closing, I'm out of here. I hope you all gained something from this podcast. It was a hope of understanding, of unity, and trying to get our minds right so that we can win. And I know this was it was hard for me to listen all the time because of the mishaps. There's no mishaps. That's the wrong word. Or what they purposely do to us and then make it seem like it could have been a mishap. But as we continue to move along in this world as people, and now I'm speaking black and whites, it would be a great thing if we all could just learn how to get along and accept the differences that we all have. Nobody's better than nobody. We all bleed blood. We all bleed blood. We are all one race, which is the human race. And I wish we can get that. And we are. It's a group of us. It's a lot of people. You can look at the protests and all this stuff. I think the number is bigger of us wanting to be together than the group that want to keep it like it used to be. I think that number is smaller. So we don't need to let that small number, I ain't going to say small, but that number of people defeat us. Because we can win. We honestly can win. And we will win. Just keep your head about yourself. And you're going to be good. Don't get angry. When anytime you're angry about something or like whatever, don't react right away. You got to think about it. 24 hours. See how you feel then. But what I'm asking you all, when I bring you this news, is not to react in a negative way, but to react in a smart way. And to react, I'm asking you to learn who your police chief is. Write letters. Know who your Commonwealth attorney is. So that you can try to get order in the court. Like, we got to learn. So that's the suggestion. Tell your kids what to do, what not to do. Keep an eye out on them and start teaching them stuff. We're going to be all right. We forgot. People got too comfortable, thought they was one of them. Everybody got too comfortable, not just us, everybody. And now look, they're trying to take over the world. And with that being said, I got a closing. So I'm going to give you this, and then I'm closing on out. When I said they're trying to take over the world, perfect. They're trying to control us. I'm not doing a video, but this is us. Well, this is what they wanted to be. and I'm going to let it play, and I'm out of here. They're trying to control us. This is what they want. But be in control of yourself. I'll probably be back later on this evening. The lines are now closed. We'll take that off. Hit that like and subscribe button. And comment. And keep your head about yourself. Or they'll have you like this. Because that's what they want. Trying to control you. Let it play and we out. They're trying to control you. That's what they want. This not even for us. This can be on the field. This is not doing all kinds of work. They got it's all different groups of people that's going to be doing all different kinds of things. But I hope you get the picture. Thank you, and I'm out.